Blessed Friday to all my African brothers and sisters. Asante kwa kutanzama, King said so. Ladies and gentlemen, on this Friday, I want to speak about a few topics, starting with PANYAZA LESUFI. PANYAZA LESUFI is one of those politicians that gives me hope when it comes to the African agenda, especially here in South Africa. You know, when it comes to him fighting for the Bela bill, he makes some interesting points that I want us to discuss. He says, if we are going to fail to unite and fight together for the sake of the future generation on this Bela bill issue, then we are existing for nothing. Because if we are going to not lay any foundation for our children not to be discriminated based on language, based on being black, for being accepted in particular schools, then vele senzani. I want to speak about Jacob Zuma also. There's an interview that he did and he said something that was very interesting to me. He said, listen, why don't we have some types of drums, or for a lack of a better word, the voting boxes where we throw in our votes? Why don't we have that in political colors, so that we can have a queue of an MK, a queue of an EFF, so that it can be clear who is voting for who? I think what Jacob Zuma is trying to do is to say the current system must be challenged. Why must we stick to the same system just to complain after? After that, then the IEC tells us, no, there were some discrepancies, but they are not material. You know, things like that don't make sense to me. And Mzanele Manye is saying, listen guys, the MK political party is the last hope. If this party fails, then you know, the British crown is going to rule our country for a long time. I might not agree with him necessarily to say the MK political party is the last hope, but I think for their generation, if they don't get it right in 2029, then they are as good as gone in the political world. I also want to speak about the by-elections in Tabazimbi. The ANC got something like 43%, and I want to show you guys that going forward, this is going to be a norm. There isn't going to be any political party that will be able to obtain 50 plus 1%. This is going to prepare South Africans in going into the 29 national elections and the 2026 local elections, that coalition is what we are going to have all the time for the next 20 to 30 years. If we Africans do not unite, unfortunately, this is going to be our reality. I also want to touch on the fight between the EFF members and the Patriotic Alliance members. Just a few of clowns just fighting there in Parliament, because our parliamentarians, all they do is to insult each other, you know, throw insultive words and all of those things. When you state the truth about their leader not being educated, then they get angry. And it looks like, I don't understand why me and you must go and study, but a minister in parliament can have a mere matric. The matric is the new standard. Why are we studying? Hey, guys, let's talk about that and much more.
Welcome to King Said So, Africa's one land, one language, one currency, one army on King Said So. Africans can unite. Your Pan-Africanist podcast. Enjoy.
Peace in Pan-Africanism to all my African brothers and sisters from all around the world. Welcome back to King Said So. I'm your host, Kagiso Hlongwane Zinjevasono, and we're back at it again with another one. And this time around, I'm covering quite a few topics. There's so many things that's happening in the political space. I saw the CIC having an interview with another famous podcaster, was in court, you know, asking to travel to Botswana. I wonder what is in Botswana that is so urgent that she must travel there. You know, there's so many things that is happening, guys, but I can't cover all the topics, so please allow me to cover these ones on this Friday day. I hope you guys had a progressive and a productive week. You know, are going to be safe this weekend. It's December, guys. You have to be safe every weekend. So now, when we're talking about the Bela bill, it's very close to my heart because of what we are trying to do in this channel in terms of the Pan-African School of Economics, Technology and Agriculture. I understand what PANYAZA is fighting for. And I believe, and I said it before when AfriForum and the Solidarity Movement were striking and all of that, I said, guys, we need to organize an African strike that is in support of the Bela Bill, because the Bela Bill is a beautiful idea, a beautiful initiative to integrate our communities, especially our children, into the educational system. So for me, PANYAZA is one of those politicians that has been very vocal from the very beginning. You remember when Parliament started this year, he was the one that said, President, sign that bill. Sign that bill. He said, we cannot continue to kill Chris Hani again and again because of what those people stood for and died for. The ANC is simply not doing. Let's quickly listen to what PANYAZA LESUFI said.
If we can allow the Bela Bill to be diluted to be something that is not what it is, comrade, we have betrayed this revolution. And on this one, comrade, it's no retreat, no surrender. I want to urge COSATU, the SACP, SAMCO, and all structures of the ANC, especially our education-based formations, SATU, COSAS, SASCO, the Youth League, YCL, and all other formations. If there is a period that we need to stand together for the sake of our children, that never and never again that our children will be denied quality education on the basis that they don't speak Afrikaans. And never again that our children will be denied access to an Afrikaans large school that is next door where our parents stay, purely because that particular school has been declared a no-go area for our children. If we can't defend that as a collective, comrade, and if we can't defend that as alliance, if we can't defend that as progressive forces, comrade, then there's no justification why we exist as movements. We need to reclaim the African National Congress. And the message is very simple. If they are not ready to genuinely discuss the amendments that they want to make, if they think they can go through the back door and seek agreements that exclude majority, on the 13th of December we have no choice but to plead with our president, implement the Bela Bill the way it is, will face the consequences of taking that particular decision. We are not apologetic, we're willing to listen, but it's quite clear that we are dealing with tricksters rather than people that genuinely want to deal with the issue. You can't hide behind a broomstick when you are a racist. We'll expose you. So our commitment, therefore, comrades, to the Bela Bill and related bills like NHI and many other things, we need to conclude those processes and implement those processes without further delay. So, comrades, we wish you well.
You know, guys, when we talk about the Bela Bill, for me, it raises that awareness or that sense of agency as an African person, especially who's trying to push Pan-Africanism to be more intentional about building PETA, the Pan-African School of Economics, Technology and Agriculture. For me, I've got a sense of pride of building black excellent schools, black excellent a learning environment where our children can excel. But when it comes to the closing the gap between the haves and the have-nots, between public and private schools, our children cannot be moving a distance when there is a school just around the corner. And I've made this example many times, that where I stay in Kimberley, there is an Afrikaans medium school that is a stone throw from my gate. And my child, when they get to high school, they will not be able to go there because obviously I don't want my child to go and learn in Afrikaans. But because of the admission into that school, you must be willing to learn all the subjects in Afrikaans. Our children cannot go there. That type of racism should have not been allowed since 1994. But because our politicians were sitting around enjoying the packs of blue lights since 1994, they are only waking up now. And my question is, if they fail, even with this Bela bill, because what PANYAZA is saying is quite correct, we should not dilute this Bela bill by implementing it and changing this clause 4 and 5. What if our politicians don't come for us? I mean, don't come through for us. Then we will, in 2029, we'll be sitting in a place where we are still forcing our children into white schools. I am saying, ladies and gentlemen, let's do something about it. Let's build PETA right now. Let's do it. Let's do it so that 5 years from now, if our politicians fail us, then we know we have the foundation for our children. Let's stop complaining, guys. This thing yokuthi thina sifuna ukuzifoster ngaphakathi kwenkolo zabanye abantu as if thina sinangqondo and the ability ukwakha inkolo thina ngobukwethu. That thing yapora. Hey, you'll excuse me, guys. Ngiphethe iflu, yes. So, let's build PETA, ladies and gentlemen. Let's make sure that we don't disappoint anyone. That's why I will continue pleading with you guys that please donate to the Pan-African School of Economics, Technology and Agriculture, and make sure that you come to our fundraising event next year on the the 2nd and the 3rd of May. Make sure that you come to Kimberley and come and watch the beauty of the contributions that you guys are doing. We need to fundraise enough money to shake that ground and build that school. Please, ladies and gentlemen, we have already started. Everything has already started. Everything is on. The ball is rolling. But all we need is your contribution, because thina abantu abamnyama, if asihlangane and do something, will always depend on these politicians, and anytime they can disappoint us. Just tomorrow, Cyril Ramaphosa can say, okay, I understand what AfriForum is saying, we are changing it here and here, and then boom, back to square one for all of us. Protect PANYAZA LESUFI, protect the Pan-African School of Economics, Technology and Agriculture, protect the future generation. Let's do something about it. Singahlali is complainer all the time. I also want to speak about Jacob Zuma. You know, the electoral system, or the IEC, we are always complaining about votes not being tallied properly, rigged, and all of those things. And Jacob Zuma has got some type of solution that he would be suggesting for the next coming election. Listen to this.
Must be a big drum for MK. MK members must put their things there. If you are in Qatar, you must have your drum there, where in Qatar will vote there. And those things must be counted from there to the basket that is counted on. Nabangi, and then later you take as a to keep a smile. Why can't we do so if we are indeed democratic? Why you must now go that side, put it there? Do you see what I'm talking about? I'm saying people that we are looking for, they must understand this, they must vote for the truth. And they must vote for the interests of a black person. I don't understand this business of white and black coming together, brothers, fathers, sisters, because they are free. We are not free.
Now, most of you, Ningamhlebu Jacob Zuma, what type of a stupid suggestion is this? What is these drums that he's talking about? For me, I get what he's trying to say. It might not be the best idea. You know, when I went when I was busy covering the 2024 elections, I drove around. Okay, it was in Kimberley. I drove around in Kimberley, and when I'm telling you the EFF was out in numbers, I'm not joking. Every voting station I went, I felt like, according to my eyes, you know, and it might be because I was there in a particular hour or whatever, I felt like the EFF was going to do extremely great, especially in Kimberley. You know, That's how I felt looking at the voting station, looking at the red t-shirts, and I felt like MK was coming also. I was shocked to see in Kimberley the MK political party being very visible in most voting stations, and of course the ANC was there. I did not see many DA people. I did not see many, and I stay in town. I drove around in town. I did not see many DA people. The EFF was there. The MK was there. I saw the ANC. I saw these things. And I'm like, how interesting will it be if we had to queue up according to which political party we are voting for? Just like the former president is suggesting. Let there be a drum. Let there be a box where only ANC people throw their votes in there. You guys know that there will still be IEC officials, party, what do they call them? Party agents that will be there to help unbox it and count what is inside, the content inside the boxes. But I think, excuse me, what Jacob Zuma is trying to say is that let us try something different. And I'm all for that. You might hate the man, but he is actually challenging what we are used to. And for me, now this thing, no, my vote is a secret. I forsake. Vote is a secret, Jan. Why is your vote a secret? Why is your vote a secret? It means when you are saying, no, I'm not happy with the ANC, but secretly you go and vote for the ANC. Why is your vote a secret? You know, especially in town. If you stay in town, you go to the voting stations, people, it's a tense situation. Like, people don't want to discuss anything. They just want to go in there and vote, you know. So for me, I totally support this issue of trying something different as a country, you know, because South Africa is going to lead the entire Africa in terms of innovative ways to count votes and to cast votes. So for me now, I say let's try something different. You guys will tell me on the comment section. Let's go to Tabazimbi. Let me see if okay. Let's just hear what the IEC said there in Tabazimbi.
Congress that has won 10 wards, and their percentage support is at around 43.48%. This is followed by the Democratic Alliance, which is the official opposition, that won 1 ward and 3 PR seats, and Democratic Alliance now has 4 seats, and their support is around 17.3%. The third biggest party in Tabazimbi is the Economic Freedom Fighters with 13.04%. And of course, the Freedom Front Plus also comes closely with 2 seats at 8.7%, as well as the Labour Party that has also won 2 seats at 8.7%. The following 2 political parties made it to the municipality with only 1 seat each. These parties are the Tabazimbi Residents Association as well as the Umkhondo Wesizwe Party. We would like to thank all these political parties for all the efforts that they've put into this particular by-elections, and we really want to congratulate them. I think, ladies and gentlemen, as you can see, we have the results are bringing us back to a hung council. None of these political parties obtained 50 plus 1%, so we still have a hung council in Tabazimbi. It's as if we did not do anything to really remedy the situation, because the Premier and the NCOP dissolved this municipality based on the fact that nobody, had a majority, and functionally, this municipality had serious challenges.
You see, this is what is going to happen, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm telling you, they are slowly preparing us to say, guys, there isn't any political party that is going to get outright majority. 50 plus 1%. No political party is going to get it. So South Africans, get used to that. Get used to seeing the EFF at number 3. Get used to seeing the DA at number 2. Get used to seeing the ANC at number 1, but nowhere close to 50%. Okay, here they did, I think, 43% and all that. They did very well. And the DA, what was the DA? 17%, and the EFF 13%. MK got something like 1 seat or something like that. Very embarrassing performance from the MK political party. EFF improving, but improving to what? You improve to number 3 again. You've always been number 3. You understand what I'm saying? So for me now, I'm like, man, these people are preparing us so that we can be slowly marinated into this idea that even municipalities, because the local elections are gonna come, no political party is gonna get an outright majority in Tshwane, in the Kurulweni, in all the metros. We are just going to be used to coalition talks, backstabbing, and all of that. The next thing, you have a hang council where nobody has got a majority. Everybody must convince each other. You're having a situation where mayors can be changed at any given time. All of that nonsense is what they are preparing us for 2026 and 2029, ladies and gentlemen. Why is that? Because Tina Bantu Abamnyama, we don't want to stick together. The EFF people are saying middle finger to the MK people. The MK people are saying middle finger to the EFF. The MK people are secretly ANC people. The ANC people are secretly going to the MK. We are just a mess, Tina Bantu Abamnyama. It's embarrassing, honestly. Looking as a social activist, looking from a distance, I'm like, hey, kuyolunga nini for abantu abamnyama really? Kuyenzakalani ukuthi abantu abamnyama bathi okay, let's put our differences aside, let's all vote EFF. Let's just put all our differences aside, let's vote MK. I don't care if sonke sibuyela ku ANC. I don't care, as long as cupcakes angekho. Mina would vote for ANC with cupcakes angekho. If the EFF or the MK says, hey guys, we are reuniting now, we are fixing our country, let's vote, just so that I can keep the DA out of the way, I would vote ANC. How it wouldn't be the first time voting ANC. As you tolerate or later. And the reason I'm saying that is because of what Umanye said on the I think it's the MK podcast, if I can call it that. Listen to what he said.
This is really the last hope. Okay. If this party does not make it proper the way it should, then we must forget. Then we must accept that we've been totally conquered. Then we must accept that the crown, the British crown, is going to be totally in charge of this country. This party presents the best opportunity to bring Afrocentricity into South Africa. It brings the true sovereignty of the country into play. And one of the things through which it's going to do this, one of the things that we want to do as a party is to ensure that we transform this constitution, and we transform the manner in which we do things from constitutional democracy to parliament sovereignty, so that the battle that was lost at Kodesa, where our ANC guys were outmaneuvered, because this constitutional democracy, strictly speaking, is a maneuver. They had to find a strategy of how to tame the overwhelming number of the black people in this country. So the best way to do that was to do constitutional democracy, so that even if in parliament you had a 75% majority on anything, they'll subject it to the legal process, and they'll find a loophole somewhere to deem it irrational and unconstitutional, and therefore null and void. So this is the beauty of it.
Let me tell you something. When Abu Manye and Jacob Zuma and most people in the MK, even in the ANC, say that this is their last chance to fix the ANC, this is their last chance for Africans to unite, I think they are speaking about their generation. People born in the 50s, the 60s, some early 70s. This is their last chance to try and convince us that they can fix something. I strongly believe that there will be a generation that is going to rise after them you know, our generation, the 80s and the 90s kids are going to take over politics. Just these ones are failing. The only issue that we're going to have is uniting. Will the 80s children, the 90s, be able to call AMA 2000 into one organization? Or will King say, okay, the EFF does not speak to me, the MK does not speak to me, let me start my own party and then call AMA 2000 into a small block? You understand what I'm saying? That is the only thing is shy in Abantabamnyam. So yes, it is the last hope to fix the black parties, to fix the black vote for 2029. But it's not the last hope for politics in general in South Africa. I strongly believe that there will be a generation of better leaders that is going to come. I'm telling you, crazy, radical leaders that will be going into the streets and fixing our country properly. You know, many South Africans are not happy with what the president said about Nigeria. Many South Africans are not happy about the Pakistanis. But South Africans feel like their hands are tied. They cannot do anything. But I'm telling you, there's going to come a generation that is going to say, Atina, it's fine. We are willing to die. If the police want to shoot us, but we are fixing our country, no maganchan. And they are coming. I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen. So for this generation, Abu Julius, these ones, they're in their 40s. Tina, we are still in our 30s. Kumbula, far from 40. 5 years will pass, I will still not be 40 years. So, Tina, I think 10 years from now, when Abu Julius are 50-something years old, we would have run out of patience for them for fixing our country. We'll be saying, but Julius, you guys also step down, because you guys are not doing it for us, you know. And I strongly believe a new generation of leadership is going to come. I promise you it's going to come. Speaking about Julius and the EFF, the EFF has attacked the Patriotic Alliance in Parliament, and they are taking the issue of a minister that's failing to grasp concepts and reasoning like a child because he's not educated, and a fight broke out there. And the what you call the Patriotic Alliance started threatening EFF members.
A dangerous diversion from South African democratic principles. And what makes it worse is that he has no legal basis to do this, because an educated somebody would have known to go and seek a legal opinion before you come here and make such, a dangerous claim. But what do you expect from someone who ran away from school and went and engaged in some illegal activities? Now he comes here to mess up our entities. That's what we are dealing with here. But
House Chair, Deputy Speaker, point of order, please.
Honourable Swart, Honourable Blosi, please take
I rise
your
on
seat.
Rule 85 that the member is casting aspersions on another member, and I'd ask you to rule in that matter. Thank you.
Thank you, Honourable Swart. Honourable Blosi, in terms of Rule 85, you have indeed cast aspersions on a minister who is a member of this House.
no, Speaker,
Please
we're not casting
withdraw that.
aspersions. It's a fact. He didn't go to school and he went to jail for engaging in criminal activities. It's not casting aspersions. It's a fact.
Blosi,
House Chair.
withdraw that.
It's not casting aspersions. It's a fact.
I cannot hear who is speaking now.
Chief.
Honourable Peterson, PA.
We went to school, you.
Honourable
We
member,
went to school.
Honourable member, you are not now in a debate. with the member at the Honourable member, please take your
Speaker, that guy's got no clue what he's talking about.
Honourable
He's
members,
insulting
order.
without fraction, and I can tell you with all honesty that Minister Gayton McKenzie is well schooled.
Honourable Peterson,
Don't come play here.
I have already ruled.
Don't
on
come
the matter.
play here.
Honourable member, I have already ruled. Honourable member, I have not recognised you. Please take your seat. Honourable Ntlangwini.
Before he went down, Madam
Honourable-
Chair, he went down, his last statement was that if he had gone to school, he would not have rejected the report. That was right before he went down. And we are not afraid of you, let me speak. He must withdraw. Is a matriculant. He is a best-selling author, a successful businessman. He is now an honorable minister. He is the president of one of the fastest growing parties in this country.
Take your seat. You are not
That
now
is the
making
example
a
that he is setting in this
Honourable
country.
Soul, you are
That
now
honorable
also
member
not acting.
must...
Ladies and gentlemen, in South Africa, we are studying to get a good job so that we can be found, competent for that job in terms of our education and maybe even our experience. But our politicians are allowed to lead us with a metric. I Bafethu, no, something is wrong. Our politicians can lead us. A full minister is a matriculant. Don't you think the constitution must change there? Don't you think a constitution must change there? How can you be the minister of justice, but you have never studied law? How can you be the minister of agriculture, but you never studied agriculture? How can you be the minister of defense force, but you've never been in the army? What type of a joke is this? Why are we joking with our lives here? Why is it that me and you must be competent and we must qualify to get into positions, but our bosses must not? Why is it fair? Why have we normalized this rubbish? Why have we normalized being led by people who have never studied in that field? And you hear politicians, I've heard it from the EFF, I've heard it from the ANC, I've heard it from the Patriotic Alliance, every party saying, when we started, we didn't know anything. We didn't know anything about parliament. We didn't know about anything about that portfolio. We didn't know anything about that committee. We didn't know anything. People who don't know anything are the ones that are leading us. Is that not interesting? People who don't know anything. Imagine when I make you the minister of health. You know nothing about health. You have never been a nurse. You have never studied the health. You have never volunteered anywhere. You have never done anything. I'm not speaking about Aaron Motsoledi. Aaron Motsoledi is a real doctor. But I'm just talking in general. Well, why is it that the Minister of Finance always has got some type of financial background, but the other ministers, we're playing with them. We're playing with them. It's something that we must address as South Africa and say, this thing must change. Just because King speaks so nice on YouTube and everything does not mean now you can just take him and make him a minister. By the way, there's some ministries I can lead. I can lead with experience and qualification. But I'm just saying, we've been led by matriculants. They are not even embarrassed to say, no, man, Gayton is a matriculant. He passed matric. So what? So what? So what? Did he kick a ball in school? Did he play? What did he do? Does he have a medal? Where have he represented his city, his town, his school in athletics? What type of achievement does he have there? Has he studied the political science of whatever? Why is it that we must normalize this thing? Can somebody go in the comment section and tell me what young tola manje, young tolerate or tola later? That's all I want to know. So for me, all of these fights, and Gayton has brought in children, now he's brought in ex-convicts to come and say and try to threaten people in parliament. And one thing other people forget that like threatening other people. Basbona si smile, always smiling is grand bafetu, and they think we don't have the dark side in us. I wonder why people like underestimating people like that. Don't It's a Friday. I hope you guys are enjoying this episode, and please click the subscribe button. Let's get this poor channel to 50,000 subscribers. It's not easy if you think about it to get to where we are without major interviews and all of those things. We have done well. I want to clap for you guys before the end of the year. We've got members that are constantly contributing each month. I think I've got like something like loyal club members, 23 of them. I'd like to thank you guys for contributing. And we also have people contributing to the Pan-African School of Economics, Technology and Agriculture. I think I can show you guys who have contributed so far this month. If you see your name on the screen right now, I would like to thank you from the bottom of my heart for believing in the vision of PASETA and believing in the vision of doing something and not sitting around and complaining. I really, because you guys have never met me. You just see me on what you call on YouTube, that trust that you have bestowed on me, I don't take it lightly, and I will never disappoint you, ladies and gentlemen. As long as I'm still living, as long as I'm still breathing, we are going to see PASETA come alive because of the team that I have around me, the team that we have in Lesotho, in Botswana, and Uganda, Angola, the team that we have around us. I strongly believe that we're going to have this. I believe our ancestors are watching us, and they are very proud with what we are trying to do with PASETA and what we are going to do with PASETA. So thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen, for every contribution that you guys have contributed to the Pan-African School of Economics, Technology and Agriculture. Until we meet again, don't forget to pray. But after you pray, stand up, African child. Do your best so that God can do the rest. Peace in Pan-Africanism. I salute you. Ngiyabonga bonke abantu ababukela ama video yami kufika la phela khona. Salute.